sometimes get architecture and engineering students involved to get their hands dirty and turn drawings and ideas into a real building. We wanted this project not just to feel like any old shed, but it needed to feel like it was a boathouse for boats from the Isle of Tiree.
It's not to turn people into construction workers or builders all of a sudden, but it's just to give that understanding of how you go from the drawing to the built object. Everybody who's come here has been through an application process because they share an enthusiasm for the same kind of buildings that we do. There is a commonality amongst the group before we even get here. There's something about the hands-on experience that we deliver of cutting your own piece of timber and trying to get that cut as straight as you can in order to make it work within a larger building that everybody's contributed to. I think that's a very powerful experience. The first few days are about putting those components together into frames and going through the frame raising process, which is a real highlight within this week-long build. At that point, it's quite exciting for everybody on site because you really get a feeling for the height of the building and the size of it, and it always looks so different to what you would expect when you see it on the ground.
We had a ridiculously ambitious programme in our heads of what we knew had to happen to deliver a finished building in a week. You really doubt whether it's possible because of the scale of what you're doing.
At Galgale we started putting them together with a team of guys from Edinburgh, and then when we arrived in Tiree, what we'd already put together is obviously there, and then I have helped raise those frames yesterday, which was probably the best day ever, and today finally putting on the bracing and things that will start to help the next team who are coming in tomorrow.
We've got a really great team of staff who are really teaching us how to do everything, which is what I wanted out of the course, and that's what we're getting.
Just in case you couldn't see it.
There's some large quantities of materials that we've used to create the boathouse. 900 metres worth of C16 Scottish timber for the main structure and the secondary structure, 40 sheets of plywood which were fabricated by the MATLab in Glasgow. We've got 15,000 screws holding it all together, and we've got 700 linear metres of cladding on the walls.
Participants have also had to learn how to put a roof on. I mean, that's like an amazing thing. That's not like a really basic skill which you can transfer. That's like there's people here who could put a roof on. You could go and pay them and they could put this material on somebody's roof.
I feel there's a lot of information that we've gathered through this process, and I think that can only support us in becoming better designers, better engineers as we go through this too, which can only mean that we can impart more in our future projects.
I feel immensely proud. I feel proud that we've been able to deliver the project. I feel proud that at the opening the community came together and really got what the building was about and got what the process of building it was about. I feel proud that when people left on the ferry, they were leaving as friends, as people who we're going to stay in touch with.
I'm just reflecting on the fact that 1 week ago we came off the boat and we walked along and stood at the side of the slab, and everything was wrapped up in plastic sitting there. As the building slowly starts to develop its own kind of character, when you're putting the cladding on, the roofing on, the many different fixtures and fittings, it started getting different persona happening all the time.
As an architecture student, we design small scale to large scale, but we don't often build physical buildings. Tog 2013 has been a great chance to actually do that.
I feel immensely proud of that view of standing at the back of the building, looking down, these repeating frames, the boat in the foreground and the sea beyond. That's a view that I've looked at on a computer for like a ridiculous number of hours. Delivering good architecture like this isn't actually about architects or designs or materials, but it's about people, and it's about getting the right group of people to work together, whether that's the people who are ultimately going to use the building at the end, the people who are making it and building it, or the people who are the invaluable support network that go around and keep the army marching. If you get the right people together, you can achieve anything really.